Hello everybody, as you can see it's Nick here again, and I wanted to address some comments actually that I've received over time, but one in particular lately. You won't see them because if comments on my videos are mean, unhelpful, aggressive, horrible, I just delete them because there isn't any place in my world for that. But over the years of doing this, I have had not many, which I'm hugely grateful for, but quite a few not very nice comments, ranging from telling me that I should be sectioned. By the way, that is actually what used to happen to menopause women many years ago, or lots of women many years ago who were silly enough to have their own voice or not conform to the constraints of society, or to challenge societal norms, or to have feelings or sensitivities or rage at injustices. So that was obviously deleted, and quite frankly, yeah, the person who thinks that can fuck off. To other comments such as pull yourself together, you must be depressed, something needs to change, you need to do something about it. Really quite aggressive, unhelpful comments. And I think what I want to say is this: I will always just delete them. I'm just not interested in polarized, aggressive, unhelpful, mean-spirited content. I actually think it probably says more about the person than me. And I also think that, you know, maybe for whatever reason I trigger people, or I annoy them, or they might think I'm a narcissist, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what? Just stop watching me. You don't have to watch me. Nobody's forcing you to. If you're not getting any value or benefit out of the vlogs I do, then please feel free not to watch it. What I would say is I'm hugely grateful for the vast majority of comments, which are really helpful in terms of making some really good, positive suggestions. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And really helpful in terms of, I think, just a camaraderie and other supportive women and men. Thank you. I'm really appreciative of that. And the reason I think it's important to address this is because a lot of the reason why women feel isolated and don't really say how they're feeling is because they are afraid of that negative judgment. And also because we find it difficult to have uncomfortable conversations, because naturally we want to make everything better. And the reason that I continue to do these vlogs and just delete shitty comments which have no value for man nor beast is because it is through the exploration and sharing and transparency and honesty of how it really feels that I believe we can find a way forward. It is not about me sitting and ruminating in my own shit forever, but it is about a level of honesty. And there is something that happens neurologically to our brains when we give ourselves the permission to actually say how we are really feeling, good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is. And it kind of puts it out there in front of us. And for me personally, it helps me really look at it and explore it and understand it. And the intent is always, always how to make this better. The intent isn't about saying, poor me, I'm just going to sit here and feel sorry for myself. Not at all. The intent is absolutely, hang on, I know when something's not right. I know when I'm too tired, too disengaged, too whatever. What is going on here, and how can I help myself? What can I do? What works? What doesn't work? And a big part of that, because we do live in quite an isolated society where we don't have the same community and groups of women in the way that we used to many years ago, is sharing of our stories. And a big part of why I rock up, particularly on the really crap days when I'm sure I look like a complete arse if I'm raging or I'm crying or whatever, is because I think a lot of us hide that because we are too ashamed to really say, you know, what's the classic thing? Oh, how are you today? And we all say, oh, okay. And when we say we want it to be okay, not to be okay, then that brings a level of discomfort. and a level of honesty and transparency. And I'm not expecting, you know, anybody to come along and mend things for me. You know, I am responsible for me. I am responsible for the choices I make in my life. I am responsible for the way I want to approach my life. But that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to be honest about how I feel, with the intent of exploring, being curious and going, right, what can I do with this? And very often, just the actual act of putting it out there and being honest enables me to go, right, why don't I just give myself a break and have a nap? Why don't I just give myself a break and allow myself to sit and cry and then move on? Because it is always about movement. And does it make me cross when people, that very aggressive judgment? I think I want to speak up. I think I want to speak up about it, because do you know what? You know, if I really gave a shit about whether people have a negative opinion of me, I wouldn't do this, would I? Right? And it is by far a hugely supportive environment that I find myself in, and I'm very, very grateful. Thank you. But I also want to speak up for people who may feel fearful of the judgment or what others think, and aggressive judgments and very binary, non-contextualized misunderstandings of people who feel that they have a position in life where they can just rock up and dish out some really unhelpful shit. Actually, no, thanks, but no thanks, not interested. The comment will be deleted. If it's going to be aggressive and mean, it doesn't stay. It's not okay to shut people down when they want to talk about how they're feeling. We do need to get better at allowing people the space to do that. And the irony is, I think if we get better at allowing people the space to really rant and rage and cry or do whatever it is they need to do, I think it will move. I think it will pass. I know it does with me. And you are able to move on, whether that's talking to a friend, talking to yourself, whoever it's talking to. I'm not going to put up with the shit. And that's okay. That is okay for us to be empowered and for us to say where our boundaries are and what is okay for us and what isn't okay for us. And I wanted to share that in the hope, as ever, it will help somebody else. If you've been told to pull yourself together, you decide when to pull yourself together. You decide how you want to pull yourself together. Nobody else. Okay. Lots and lots of love. And thank you to everybody who does get something out of this. I genuinely hope it does help. And if you don't, just move on. Okay, take care. Bye.